Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order this Tuesday study session of the Pierce County Council. It is Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. The time is 12:01 p.m. All members are present except for Councilmember Morell and Councilmember Denson. Both are excused. With the council's permission, in order to accommodate our prosecuting attorney's staff schedule, they have another obligation to get to on the county's behalf. And therefore, asking if the council's okay to rearrange our agenda to go directly into our executive session today. Is there any objection to that? Not seeing any. Ms. Long, to share the purpose of the executive session, please.
Thank you. Yes, so this is an executive session authorized by RCW 4230-110-1I. The purpose is to discuss with legal counsel matters of pending or potential litigation to which the county is or may become a party and to which public knowledge of the discussion is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the county. And before we go into executive session, Mr. Chair, if you'll state the time at which we'll return to an open session where we'll resume the remainder of our agenda today. The time estimate is 15 to 20 minutes.
So let's come back at 12:25. We'll be in recess until 12:25, at which point we will continue the rest of our study session agenda. We'll be in recess until 12:25. The council's back from its executive session, and we're going to continue on with our regular agenda here. We're at item number 2, which is review of today's council meeting agenda. Ms. Long.
Thank you. So this is this afternoon's regular council meeting agenda. It is amended. I know that the council reviewed the consent agenda yesterday during study session. The only thing I'd highlight is under D, the FAA grant related to the Tacoma Narrows Airport fencing and obstruction removal has been placed on your agenda. It was mentioned yesterday, but I think Mr. Boki does have some further information to provide for you today. And then again, the veto of the summer supplemental is listed on your agenda here. Under section 7, you do have 2 proclamations this afternoon. The first is proclaiming October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Pierce County. And that was requested by council members Herrera and Hitchen. The other is proclaiming the week of September 30 through October 6th as a week without driving in Pierce County, Washington. And that was requested by council member Hitchen. Under section 8, resolutions, you do have 3 items here. They are all somewhat similar. These are all resolutions approving expenditures of the Behavioral Health and Therapeutic Courts Fund. Each is for a different subject, and all 3 of these received due pass recommendations at Health and Human Services on September 17th. The first is R 2024-205, and this is expenditures for a mobile community intervention response team. R 2024-206 is expenditures for behavioral health navigation services. And the third is R 2024-207, and this is expenditures for certified community behavioral health clinic expansion and implementation. And those are your agenda items for this afternoon's meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Questions for Ms. Long about the agenda? Councilmember Hitchen, who's going to read the Domestic Violence Awareness Proclamation?
Councilmember Herrera.
Okay, thank you. So Councilmember Herrera will do the Domestic Violence Awareness Proclamation, and Councilmember Hitchen will do our Week Without Driving proclamation. Thank you. Any other questions or comments about? Are we good? Okay, there is one grant on our agenda for consideration to authorize, and it's with the Federal Aviation Administration. Mr. Taylor?
So, Mr. Chair, you do have the grant application information in your packet. I know Mr. Boki's prepared to brief. Ms. Long went to queue him up. Perfect. Or yes, right on time.
Mr. Boki, we went a little out of order than normal today. Thanks for being patient with us. We're on the Federal Aviation Administration granted Tacoma Narrows Airport.
Thank you very much, Chair Mello, Paul Boki, council staff. This was received last week. And as you can see, the due date on the grant application is 9/30. We're being assured it's done on this isn't a big selection process. This actually, we should get the grant. It is a BIL grant. That would stand for Bipartisan Infrastructure Law Grant from the Federal Aviation Administration. $567,828, a 10% match that will come out of the airport fund. That's a fund 460. The purpose is Tacoma Narrows Airport obstruction removals. So there's going to be a little bit of jargon here. 20-to-1 approach surface. So, and I'm not going to go into that because, of course, you all know that. And ROFA, and I won't get into that either. And wildlife fencing installation along the southeast, south, and west sides of the Tacoma Narrows Airport property. So this is to keep animals and whatnot out of the area. And I don't know if we have anybody from Planning and Public Works on today or not. Okay.
And I know Councilor Denson was getting with either you or Mr. Taylor, and she has lots of interest in this, and I'm certain she's inquiring.
I think she's talking to Mr. Taylor. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything we need to know, Mr. Taylor?
Council members, the only thing I would note, as indicated yesterday, this particular project that would be supported by the grant application is included within your capital facilities plan that you approved last year. So it's consistent with that plan. It's a project that is anticipated at that airport. It's within the airport master plan. Councilmember Denson's question was about prior funding. We're researching that. There was prior funding received for it. If you look at the materials that were included, you'll see that there was a prior grant that was received for this project. This is additional funding to help support the project. So that was the nature of Councilmember Denson's inquiry. I still need to follow up with her, but that's what she had inquired about.
And as indicated, the FAA pays 90% of these costs.
That's correct.
We pay 10%, and those are budgeted for
That's correct.
costs.
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions? This will be on today's consent agenda for authorization. Thank you, Mr. Boki. We're at item number 3, external boards and commissions. Mr. Taylor.
All right, good afternoon. Just one item to note, the Growth Management Policy Board of the Puget Sound Regional Council does meet this Thursday, October the 3rd at the regular time. There are 4 discussion items I just wish to highlight today for the council. The first is a discussion of the 2024 Comprehensive Plan Review status. So as council members are well aware, the jurisdictions in the Puget Sound region are all in the process of updating their comprehensive plan, Pierce County included. This is a status report on those efforts across the region. Those comprehensive plans, once they're updated, have to be submitted to PSRC for review and certification for consistency with the regional transportation plan and vision. So that's an important step in the approval process for comprehensive plans. 3 other discussion items. One, I think you've heard about before, and that's the efforts that PSRC is seeking to facilitate across the region to help with collaboration planning with tribes. I know that's going on in Pierce County with the Puyallup tribe in particular. The Tide Flat Sub-Area Plan is one example of that. But the PSRC staff will discuss those efforts. As I noted last week, PSRC is developing its 2025 state legislative agenda. So there'll be discussion of that at the Growth Management Policy Board. And lastly, there'll be some information provided by the Housing Research Center. I don't have much detail on that, but I'm certainly willing to look into it. Those are the items that I have that I want to highlight for the Growth Management Policy Board this week.
Thanks. Any questions for Mr. Taylor? Okay. Thank you. Thanks. Other members have any boards and commission updates? Ms. Hitchin.
Thank you, Chair. Board of Health will be meeting tomorrow at 3 and couple items of interest, working on increasing immunizations. We are still seeing an impact in our community after COVID with schools pausing in person. We kind of missed some, so we're just continuing. It's one of the priorities for the health department to really make sure we get caught up on that so that we don't see outbreaks of very, very preventable diseases in our community. And we're also learning about a new partnership, which I had a chance to stop by and visit, the Healthy Hosmer Partnership. So the health department is trying to create kind of a mobile community resource center or family resource center in partnership with the business district and Hosmer and some of the other organizations. So they'll be presenting some of their work that they've been doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other updates?
It's Hosmer Avenue.
I don't see any. We're at Chair's Topics. I just wanted to note two things. This Thursday, there's a ribbon cutting for a very exciting affordable housing project, the first that this council funded with the passage of the Maureen Howard Affordable Housing Act. So we'll be cutting the ribbon this Thursday morning at Copper Way in Spanaway, 256 units, every single one of them affordable. The majority of them 2 and 3 bedrooms, large enough for families. So really exciting. Families have already begun moving in actually in August. And so really, really exciting to have great high quality affordable housing built and on the heels of us passing the Maureen Howard Affordable Housing Act. So I'll be there representing the council. The other topic relates to something that Ms. Murray mentioned yesterday in her update to the council. I just wanted to make sure we are tracking. Ms. Murray mentioned that she brought an intern from the University of Washington, Tacoma to support her in some data gathering and analysis about costs related to indigent defense. This is a huge deal for counties. We've noted this before. I just wanted to remind us that the decision maker at the moment is the state Supreme Court. They are reviewing a proposed caseload standard, which, if adopted, would have significant ramifications on cost for counties to deliver public defense. I'm working really closely with Ms. Murray on our approach so that we can make thoughtful comment to the Supreme Court with data about costs related to these caseload standards, what it would mean practically to a county like ours. And I think the information we're doing and the modeling we're doing is beneficial to all 39 counties. This is a tremendous amount of work. Ms. Murray is really leading it for us. We're also doing it very much in coalition with especially other large counties, and we're bringing other large counties together to get their input and thoughts so we can be as thoughtful as possible. All this to say, just reminding the council that the final written comment period concludes at the very end of October to the Supreme Court. We will have a letter for review at some point. Things are very much in flux and dynamic and still trying to get our arms around exactly what our position should be and exactly what we should say. But we anticipate certainly providing written comment to the court, likely in coalition with other counties of our size and who do public defense like us. And there's also the likelihood that we also present orally in person at the next in-person input opportunity before the state Supreme Court on this. But it's a big effort with a lot of potential impact cost-wise and the delivery of public defense for counties like ours. So more to come, but this is going to really need the attention of the council, and I'm grateful to Ms. Murray's attention on this. Councilor Coover.
Thank you, Chair. Does this have anything to do with the Bar Association requesting a limited caseload?
Exactly right. Very related.
And then will there be disclosure of ramifications of costs on a limited? Because
That's what we're working on.
okay, thank you.
We're modeling as I just tried to articulate, that's what we're trying to model, taking what the caseload standards are as suggested by the Bar Association and modeling what those costs would be in the real world, at least for our county, if not helping other counties be able to articulate that.
Okay, thank you.
We're at item number 5, other business. Mr. Dominique, any communications manager or public information officer updates?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the council. Just a few updates for you today. I'm in the process of putting together a news release announcing the opening of Copperway, which the chair mentioned in his report. There will be 2 news releases going out, one from the developer and one from us. We've coordinated that with them. We're just trying to tell 2 different sides of the story. So if you see 2 new news releases, we've coordinated that, so don't be surprised. And then since Councilmember Denson isn't here, I'm going to go ahead and mention this. She is hosting a town hall on October 7th at the Gig Harbor Civic Center involving fentanyl and District 7. She'll probably mention that at some other time, but I've been working closely with her on getting the word out about that. And so just not here, I felt like I should share it. And there are 2 proclamations in your packet, Great Shakeout Day and Conflict Resolution Day. Those are both slated for the October 15th council meeting. If you have any edits for those, please get with the sponsor or myself, and those will go to the Rules and Operations Committee next week.
Thank you, Mr. Dominique, for all your support. Do any members have any other business today? Not seeing Ms. Long, any other business?
No, thank you.
With no other business before the Pierce County Council and Tuesday study session, we are adjourned.